What's going on, everybody? Liam Chase with the Daily Chase coming to you with another trade update. Today is April 14th. Let me double check that. It is. And today was a pretty wild day. I'll be completely honest with you. Let's just jump right into it. If you're just tuning in, be sure to like and subscribe. If you just want to follow my journey on trading, maybe learn a thing or two. Not claiming to be an expert or an advanced trader or anything like that, but I'm just sharing my journey here, and maybe you'll find this entertaining, or maybe you'll find this inspirational, or maybe you'll actually get some insight or learn what not to do based on my mistakes. So this is a big reason why I don't hold anything overnight. Now, if you know, yesterday I did go in right here at this red oval that you can see very slightly, and I got in for a buy, and it came up here. Now you're thinking, hey, if you held overnight, well, then that would have been amazing. You're right. But honestly, myself, especially with all this volatility right now, I really just don't feel comfortable holding anything overnight because you literally never know what's going to happen. I mean, can anybody tell us why the market's going up right now when 16 million people are jobless, and the Fed's cut interest rates and been doing all the printing and injecting for a while now? Can anybody honestly say? No, not really. Most people don't really know. So I just don't feel comfortable holding it overnight because that's a 50-50 gamble that I'm not willing to take, because that could have easily went the other way and gapped all the way down here to this line. So that's just not something I'm willing to do. But let's talk about today. So I woke up and it started up here. And literally for most of the morning I was like, I don't even know if I'm going to be able to trade, because if you look at this, there's literally no indicator, no data to go off of. This is all by itself. Now I am on the 15-minute, but this is the last support, and you'll see it actually. And then this was another support line and resistance line that I drew from way back. So yeah, here was the last price action that happened anywhere near. See, this dotted blue line is where the price closed. So this is the last line where things, the last time, and this was back in this was over a month ago now. So yeah, the last time it was trading in this zone was a month ago, between March 9th and March 11th. So it was trading in that zone over a month ago. So it was kind of hard for me to actually make any trades because there's absolutely no recent data on that. But I just started out. I noticed this line from earlier, a couple days ago, so I just extended it all the way over. And then I saw, so let's see, it gapped, it opened up here, it came back down, shot up, and then once I saw it form this peak. Now looking back, this is a pretty, look at this. So you can see there's a very big wick at the top of this candle. So that means that the buyers were getting exhausted. That could have been taken as a sign for a reversal in the market. And as you see, it hit, tried to push up, got pushed down, and then got pushed down. And it actually ended up hitting exactly where I drew this previous support line. And at the time, in hindsight, I can't really tell exactly what's going on, just because I need time for all this to form before I actually am able to make this kind of analysis, right? So it's hard to say. It would be bold for me to take that trade because that could easily went the other way, just because, like I said, there's really not a whole lot of data. This line here, I didn't really know this was a strong support resistance, so I didn't know how valid it was. I didn't know this was a very strong support resistance, so I didn't know how valid that was. So I just really needed time to validate these zones. And then it started skating up, and then what happened? I saw it started testing here, and so I was like, oh, this must be a valid line, because it pushed through, came back down, got pretty close, tried to push through, came back down. It just stayed hovering at that zone right there. And this is where it really got fun for me. I mean, it was a pretty slow day just because, over half of the market movement happened overnight. So this is probably 1/3 or a fourth of the movement. So it may have went up 3% overall, but really like 2% of that movement happened overnight. So there's only like a 1% in the intraday, maybe a percent and a half in total, not even. And so I was just really letting all this form so I could collect some data, get some analysis, and then I started, because I drew this line basically once I noticed it topped here just to draw a recent high, and then I just extended that line like I said, and I just watched it skate up, and I started testing. I was like, okay, maybe this is valid. I started noting this uptrend, so I go ahead and drew that line out. And then I saw this break, and I saw this break, and so it was clearly above. And then I noticed this red line. I was like, oh, maybe we'll get up to here. So I went ahead and got in here. And, maybe that wasn't the best entry because if you see on this blue candle, there's a pretty big wick there. Let's get in bigger here. There's a pretty big wick. So it could have taken that as, hey, look, there's buyers are getting exhausted. So I wasn't really 100% certain in going in at this entry, but I just saw the breakthrough confirmed, and then this happened. I held on. I was just being patient. This was really a game of patience for me. I just saw it coming down, skated back up, and then new candle form, skated all the way up. So set a new intraday high and skated back down, and then up. And so it was just a wild ride. Wasn't really going anywhere. It's just trading sideways pretty much. And then this candle is when it got scary. So I obviously trusted this line. This is really about trusting this support line. So on this candle, I'm watching. I got in here, which really wasn't the best entry to begin with. And then I watched this thing fall all the way down to here, which was low, 282. So it opened at 283 and closed at, or it was a low at 282. So that was pretty painful. And I can show you. Let me just show you. So today we actually were up about almost 3% total. And at one point, and so this is like me when it's hitting the bottom, I'm down 12%, or not even 12%, but let me tell you, because I started with 200 yesterday, but I put another $200 in for today, and let me tell you why. Because when I saw this candle come back down, it was literally floating down around here. I was like, oh crap, I messed up. But I was like, you know what? Let me trust myself. And so literally probably within the last minute of the candle closing, this thing shot back up to right above the line, and then opened, shot up, or actually, and then when it opened, it came back down again, created almost a new, not necessarily a new, but a new, it broke this support again. I was like, woosah, let me trust this. And so literally within the last couple of minutes, shot back up again. And so this is why I got in for a trade literally probably right underneath the line when this candle was right around here. So this is probably got in for a trade closer. Let me see if I can move this. Yeah. Oh, crap. But I probably got into a trade probably at the bottom of that oval, because when I saw it shooting back up and I saw it close, I was like, oh yes, this is going to reverse. So I texted a buddy of mine or two. I was like, get ready for this, last half hour rally. So I did an instant deposit of 200 there, and I got in for a buy or a call on the market, and another tension, skated down on this one. I was like, maybe did I make the wrong move? And that's when we saw my portfolio down that $51, about 12%, but I just had to trust it. And once again, it held through, skated back up, and then we started taking off. It shot up to here, almost a new day high, and then on the last 15 minutes, it almost shot up to my this support resistance zone that I have. And at one point, I was up over almost $70, about 16% in the portfolio. But here's where it gets fun. In the last couple of minutes, it literally shot all the way back down, and you can see it even went negative for a second, because keep in mind, I got in here for a call, and then I got in here for, these were kind of offsetting each other. And then literally as the clock was ticking down, I had placed, because what I was trying to do, I saw it come up here, and what I probably could have done better, I probably could have at least set a sell for at least the daily high, maybe 284.30, and had it triggered when it hit around this point, and I probably would have profited closer to 10 or 15%, or what is it? Yeah, like 10, maybe between 5 and 10% instead of 3%. Probably could have set a buy, an automatic sell right here. That way when it hit that, it would automatically sold and I would have been profit. I tried setting it like around here because I thought it would maybe shoot back up again, but it ended up coming all the way back down here, and literally the market closed as I was placing my sells. And so a couple, it turned to 1 o'clock, the market closed, and my contracts had still not sold. I'm like, oh no, I broke one of my biggest rules, which is not holding overnight right now. And so I was like, oh no, this is not going to be good. It never turns out good for me. And then about a minute or two later, 101, I looked back and I was like, oh wait, it looks like one of my contracts did sell. And then I got a notification at 102 that my second contract sold. So I was like, oh, thank God, because it was literally down to the last second. And so that's how you can see I was negative, and then those sales came out. See, they updated at 4:05, which is 5 minutes after the market closes. I was down when the market closed, and somehow my orders went through, and I was able to come out with the skin on my teeth. We didn't make a whole lot, about $12, close to $12, not even $12. It's about 2.84%. So definitely wasn't my best day. This probably shouldn't have, it's hard to say in hindsight, because if I could have sold at a better position, that would have been fine, but it definitely could have been improved. One thing I'm working on is definitely letting these retest. I've done this quite a few times where I'll see the confirmation, but I usually don't have the patience to let it retest. And I don't necessarily think I have to have the patience. I think I just need more funds to trade with, because, for example, I saw this retest and it didn't break through, so that was gave me another shot to go in at a better price. So overall, I would say, just scaling in, okay, because this could easily went up and hit my resistance support. I think I was very confident in this, especially when I saw this shoot back up. I saw this shoot back up. I was like, all right, here comes the rally, because when I saw this close up here, I was like, here comes the rally. And it did for the most part. Didn't close up here, but that's the second thing I could have improved. Just, setting a sell limit at somewhere in here, because I should probably set it to at least the daily high, the intraday high. But yeah, that's the story. That's my trading day. I was super excited to get home and tell you guys about what happened. If you like this video, don't forget to hit the like button. If you just want to keep up with my trading journey, if you're trading yourself, want somebody to follow and share the experience with you, be sure to subscribe and comment down below. Let me know if you're a more advanced trader. Let me know what I can be doing better. Let me know if you learned something. Let me know if I made a big mistake. Just give me some feedback. But hey, hope you got something out of the video. I enjoyed the trading day, and I hope you did too. And we'll be talking to you tomorrow. Oh, by the way, tomorrow I'm going to be putting out a video talking about the 3 reasons I started options trading, and I think you're going to love it. So be sure to subscribe for that, and I'll see you tomorrow. See ya.